be honest, that isn't bad at all. That is not bad at all. For what, 6 hours of build time? Pretty good. You'll notice I've used plywood, well, a mixture of ply and the balsa. I used the ply around there because, as you know, it's much easier to bend around these weird shapes. I like it when you get the windows hacked out as well, or the window shapes, because you kind of get a sense of the scale of the real plane. Also, you notice there's a slight kind of difference in the balsa for there and the balsa for there. There's a light and a dark. I'll just show you what that's about. The two bits of balsa, it's kind of a useful bit of knowledge, this, because whenever you get your balsa, you ought to get a selection of it. Because these two here, the same kind of thickness, same kind of width. Yet this one here is probably half the weight of that. And also, you can bend that around corners. Whereas this one is much harder and much stiffer. You can scarcely bend it. In fact, that radius there would probably be about the best you could hope for. You could probably steam it to help it around there without cracking. But the point of that being, when you make the plane, you need to keep the weight out of the back of the plane, because when it's in the air, the wing would be around about there, and the plane has to balance slightly forward of the halfway mark on the wing. So as you can see, no chance, and that's without the rudder and the elevator. There will be a battery to go in the front, of course, which if I pop that onto there, just about sort of gets it there. But you have to remember there is all of the sort of the last skinning bits to put on, and the elevator and the rudder. So you would use the lighter wood for the back of the plane, because that's what you need to keep the weight out of there. And also, as you go towards the back of the plane, the radius gets smaller and smaller, so you need that stuff that'll bend around it. Whereas this hard stuff is sort of better for the bits that have to be stronger. Right, I think, oh yeah, this the wing mounting, or the pedestal, as it is called. So what I was saying the other day was the foam excluder to go into there, which is to keep out the water. So if you have that down and you rub that down to shape, then you add on the foam, of course it's going to then stick up. So put the bits of wood in there before you start to sand that down. I'll just show you a little bit more of that. So there it is there. It's unshaped at the moment, but up on the plan, that's it there, and that's it from a top elevation. That kind of egg-shaped piece there would go along there. And you'd epoxy glue that on because it has to be strong. So that would go onto there, and then you would basically shape that in around that egg shape. And all of this would be shaped into there. And then you would shape that in around the body, and then the planking would go up there. And that looked pretty good. Now at the end of the day, after all of this is done, it then has to be smothered over in either, what can we use? As I was showing you, you could use the laminating stuff onto there, it's like iron on. You could use the proper stuff. You can get this in reds, blues, greens and chromes or whatever you like. And that's almost the same kind of stuff, it's just a little sort of lighter. But whatever you use, it's got to be waterproof. Easy enough for the bottom of the plane, I think, because all you would do there is just lacquer it and then apply paint, and that'll be instantly kind of waterproof. But the balsa wood is a different sort of matter. You could also use paper, like heavy wrapping paper, as long as you lacquer it over and then you apply the paint to it. It needs to be waterproof though, because at the end of the day, this is going to fly off a lake or whatever. Right, I think that's but I don't think there's anything else I need to show you at the moment. Right, okay,